still damage onto that queen. Even the Eagle Artillery shooting away at her. He can keep her alive, but how long can he do it? All about taking out these last couple of defenses. There are not too many, but the healers switch to the Royal Champion.
He needs to get there before his Royal Champion gets locked down. It's a race against the clock. Come on, Queen. Yeah, pops ability just so he can take out the enemy Queen, and yes!
Clash champs shouting defense, both sides trying to rally the teams up together. And we do have the Super Barbarians, 2 clone spells with the Battle Blimp selected. Now we have seen numerous Super Archer Blimp attacks, so I'm curious as to whether that is what we will see here. A couple of balloons to try and snipe buildings initially, then the Battle Blimp flying through. Let's see where he's going to land here at 2.
He's landing right next to the town hall, and we see the Super Archers. There's the clone, and
oh, the wall breakers got cloned!
No way! That is just the worst possible moment. I mean, he opened the entire base, but this is not what you want to see.
You have to delay the clone spells so that your test troops are able to get out of the way and be destroyed. But with the tornado trap, the super wall breaker didn't move forward and bust the wall. So that is a huge turn of events. Like you said, he still gets the town hall. All is not lost here, but with such a big investment, 0 spells left over. This is tricky.
It is for sure. With everything now getting sent at the top side, the only good news, like for him right now, is that he had not to invest the Warden for that type of blimp. It was a blimp without the Warden ability, without a heavy investment on the troop space. Yes, spell-wise, it was quite an investment for sure, but maybe those troops can now power through the remaining defense, because the Warden ability for that defending area at the bottom side with the Monolith and the Eagle, that I think is a great timing to use it and make sure that they're staying alive.
Got to time the Royal Champion perfectly here as well, because he's got no wall breaks or jump spells, which means he doesn't have clear access into that compartment. He uses the Warden ability now with all of the Barbarians from the King trying to absorb damage whilst the Clan Castle troops are there as well. Thankfully, he's got an Electro Titan, but it is getting fired at and going to go down, meaning any skeleton traps on defense now could be huge. The Queen trying to get through to that multi-target Inferno. She's got her ability, but she's not there whilst the other troops are tanking.
That Queen barely staying alive, but the Expo on the back end is just causing a lot of problems. The Super Barbarians are getting added. The defending Royal Champ is going down. The Royal Champ on his side is trying his best, or her best, to somehow power through a ground skeleton, as you mentioned. Oh no, is it enough power though?
Really needed that Electro Titan for this moment. Royal Champion caught up. Scattershot locks on. Once the Expo turns around, she will go down. And it is a huge defense for Clash Champs with the 89 just clicking into the 90s. 91%, 92% even. Come on. Trying to get the percentage right here. 92% for Reported Gaming. And Clash Champs, whilst they had that one little blip, they are still in the lead. And their bases still hold Reported Gaming back.
Mac is in with the Queen Charge Lalo. The attack order has basically been the same through most of the attacks that Reported Gaming played, so we will see Teamper one more time last, but this is not going well. It's a wow. This entry is so trapped, so Mac loses his Queen ability early on. As I was still talking about the attack order, within the first 10 seconds, things went south so quickly, so we have to wait and see if he can still pull it off. The Black Mine there being pulled by the Coconut Bloom was nice, and now the Blimp can make it to the Town Hall. That is good, so maybe he can take that out in time, but that multi is already on the healer, so he decides to freeze, which I think was the right call.
That's right, and now it's getting taken care of those Yetis. Where can they go next? Can they do even the Clan Castle? That would be great for him. But except losing the Queen ability, everything still looks okay, but on total 15, losing like a second life for your Queen can be problematic, especially if you're charging into those ranged up defenses. King is doing his thing, trying to tank for the Queen, the scatter, but the Queen is closing in onto the high damage area.
That's right. Luckily, so far, the King is still tanking the Expo and the scatter shot there that are raged up. But ooh, this Clan Castle with the rage of defense on her will be a big threat to her health. We cannot see it because the rocket balloons are on top of her. But she is running low. I'm sure he makes her invisible, and that was great because he also turns the Hound invisible. But can she scatter shot out in time? Yes, she can. But is he investing even more? Yes, he's investing a rage. Can pop the Hound, but there's still damage onto that Queen. Even the Eagle Artillery shooting away at her. He can keep her alive, but how long can he do it?
This is just crazy how he's keeping that Queen alive, but at this point, it's nearly no spells left. But this Expo has to go down at the top side because this would mean less damage on the Queen, but the Queen is down. And this is now all about the Lalo, or is it going to be the fourth defense for Clash Champs in a row?
Yeah, it seemed like he wanted to get extreme value out of that Queen, but the defenses were doing stupendous damage on her, and he didn't have a chance to keep her up. And then, like, he tried to concentrate on two things at the same time, and it just didn't work out as his Lalo did not get through the base. And we can see the disappointment in his face there at the bottom side, as he knows they have not reset in any single attack out of 4 attacks, while Clash Champs have already got 2 3-stars in the bag. So with just a 2-star closing it out, they can now secure the victory. So not the 3-star that they needed.
That's right, they had to get that 3-star. And yet again, another defense, percentage-wise, which is impressive. I mean, getting even a defense below 90% is a crazy accomplishment on this level. But Clash Champs has done this 4 times back to back to record it, and they are reading their minds, it looks like. Kronos is in. It's a Queen charge, it looks like, with the Super Barbarians, which is getting used quite a bit today. Trying to distract the Monolith early on with some skeleton spells to make sure that this Queen is not needing heaters that early. And a nice blow to take down Tunnel and Monolith, it seems like.
Pretty straightforward, but amazing value. And this pre-thrown poison spell proved to be very valuable as well, as the headhunters were slowed down, and thus the Queen had an easy time taking them down. On the other hand, this Lava Hound did not go to the Queen, so the poison could not take out the Lava Pups at all. And in addition to that, the Lava Hound is shooting away at the Skellies from the Skelly spell that are stuck on the wall. So we have to keep in mind and see what happens later on, because the Queen might actually run into some problems if the Lava Hound comes back when she is under heavy damage. And that's the case just now, as Kronos is breaking into that multi-compartment and has some raged up defenses shooting away that Queen, and at that exact moment the Lava Hound arrives there, so he might have to invest another spell. Great job there, seeing that he has double value with the freeze for the not just the ground throw shooting at the Queen, but also the scatter shot against his King and Royal Champion dive supported by the Warden. Now the Queen charge is still going on. Early Warden ability, not even protecting that many Super Barbarians, but we know that most of the times those troops are used by the pro players to be sprinkled in from around the outside to keep the heroes in the base to take out heavy damage defenses.
That's right, really making sure that they're using the power of them, with them being quite tanky, and the best thing about them is they do not need any support from heroes, or ability, for example, or spells. And he's just keep pushing forward with his Royal Champion charge in the middle of the base. And ability still left, but there's quite a bit of base left with the defending Royal Champion.
The Queen there just escaped the scatter shot, and now a nice freeze there on the Royal Champion. He still has his own Royal Champion ability, so now it's really all about taking out these last couple of defenses. There are not too many, but the healers switch to the Royal Champion. We have a Royal Champion charge going on in the base. Now a perfectly Royal Champion ability is key to finish the remainder of the base. He doesn't look too happy because he knows the time might be a problem. Oh, he probably has seen this Skelly trap, and I think he was too eager in using all those Super Barbarians early on. If he could have held on to just 1 or 2 of them, he could have used them as soon as the Royal Champion took out the defenses here. 1 on the gold storage at the top side or on the laboratory, and 1 on the bottom side, because the Royal Champion will now make her way all the way up to that Tesla in this outside compartment, and we can already see the disappointment on Kronos' face. Maybe get the Tesla still another percentage point might prove valuable towards the end of this war, yes, but 91%. Navi, hold back drive.
VN is looking to get the answer. They have to deliver. Cynthia came in on the offensive side previous sec. Now he's on the defensive side, trying to look to stop Alec from coming in with a 3-star. As we are seeing Super Barbarians yet again, because take a look, there's a lot of openings in the walls of this base. So he wants to get this queen to charge her way all around by herself, as then the Warden, the King can work together, and the Super Barbarians can move throughout this base as he pops that Warden ability to try to have that blimp make it all the way to this Town Hall.
Yeah, wonder what he has in that blimp, because that's going to be important, and also he has to multitask at that point. Okay, he just has Yetis in there, so that's easy to handle. No invisibility spells needed there, but I wonder if he's going to wall break the Queen now or maybe in a second, but the value that she's going to get there with the Eagle Artillery and the scatter shot looks incredible to me, and so far the Queen charge is looking good. I wonder if the heroes on the other side had enough value, because the ground expo is still alive.
Yeah, as he does wall break this Queen into the Eagle, this is going to give the Queen access to the other scatter shot, with 2 more super wall breakers to utilize for potentially this Queen charge to get so much value. As we are seeing Super Barbarians coming in from the top side, even over to help grab that ground expo, even dropping a hog into the area as he's saving out of this Royal Champion to use to move through the base. But you need to use your Super Barbs to protect the Royal Champion so she can stay alive with her Diggy.
Yeah, and it seems like now he wants to kind of path the way into the bottom side with the Hog Rider and the Super Barbarians at the top side, but it's working easy. Let's see if the wall breakers work. And yes, he gets the wall open. That will give him access to the back and Rage Tower, but not to the Multi-Inferno. But for that, he still has a couple of Super Barbarians and a strong, full-life Royal Champion coming in from 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that Royal Champion's making her way from the left side as he made that Queen invisible. Can be able to take on the enemy. He needs to get there before his Royal Champion gets locked down. It's a race against the clock. Come on, Queen. Yeah, pops ability just so he can take on the enemy Queen. And yes, the enemy Queen is now distracted on his Queen as the Royal Champion is sneaking in to help grab that multi, but the enemy Queen gets distracted to the bottom side, so he sends a couple headhunters in as we're just about 50 seconds left in this attack.
Oh, this was quite unfortunate. The Skelly spell was lured by the Queen ability, so she was not able to finish the enemy Queen. Instead, she shot away at the Skellies, and now it's a race against the time. I think his own Queen will be able to finish the enemy Queen, but then his own Queen is all he has left, and she has to break out of this compartment first to reach the remainder of what's left of this base.
Yeah, he wanted that enemy Queen to go down, so that's why he popped that Queen ability.
Oh, that's a good path.
Oh. But he does have to make his way to the sweeper. We do have a builder hut on the other side. It is repairing this multi-target Inferno. It's a race against the clock. He's running with the Diggy. The walls are open. This is gonna maybe, oh, come on. How much health does this have? The Diggy is helping stun. He's moving in 10 seconds, but does he have the time to make his way to the sweeper? No!
He doesn't look happy, and we see the timer running out, and it's a 98% 2-star. That was such a great plan.